But coming back strong.
AVP Tour Spring Swing was in the Valley of the Sun, where the AVP has staged the Phoenix Open since 1994. The first full field event of the year pitted the two top-ranked teams of Johnson Loyola and Karai Steffes in a final matchup that would be repeated throughout the year.
And now 3 for Karch and Kent.
It's unbelievable, Paul. This jump serve has changed the game dramatically. A lot more than blocking over when it came in. A lot more than any ball that we ever used. The jump serve is now the first offensive weapon you have.
Steffes. AJ with the dig. Good set. Kirai into the corner. Karch Kirai to serve from the bad side, taking just a little bit off. That's good set for AJ. Karch with the dig. Yes!
Oh, boy.
Yes, on the sideline.
Quick draw, McGraw. Karchy. You have to give Karch the quickest hands in the game. I mean, he'll line you up. He'll take whatever heat you can throw at him. He'll pop it up somewhere. That was, you know, it's a little bit lucky, but you got to appreciate it.
Not a bad spot that he just picked. Adam Johnson up the middle. Hubby, wife, we go to 10. AJ and Loyola, Kirai and Steffes. Look at that, another ace.
What a great shot.
And up the middle, make it 6. He's got a half dozen aces. His team, of course, he's... You can't get him out fast enough. Jose Loyola to serve. Up the middle again, another ace.
Unbelievable. If AJ's not doing it, Loyola's doing it.
11 aces for the team of Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson.
That's unbelievable, Paul.
Loyola and Johnson going for the match and the championship for the 3rd time. Karch off the net, little loopy. Tight set. Loyola and Johnson have won it. The first tournament of the regular season pitted what many think will be the top 2 teams on the entire year in terms of who's going to win the most tournaments and who's going to win the most money. Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson are the winners here in Phoenix.
The 4th stop of the tour was in Fort Myers, Florida. Along with Hawaii and Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the Florida coast developed as one of the first areas to become volleyball hotbeds outside of Southern California. During competition, we saw the team of Dane Blanton and Canyon Seaman make their way to their first final by overcoming Randy Stoklos and Bill Beef Bullion in the semifinal.
Congratulations, you guys are going to the finals. You think you have enough left in you to go against Karch?
Having enough left is not going to be the problem. It's going to be playing as well as we play the rest of the tournament and not being intimidated by them. Just playing our game as if we're playing any other team on the beach.
The 1993 NCAA Player of the Year at Stanford, Canyon Seaman, in only 2 years on the tour, has established himself as one of the hottest young guns around.
Anyone who calls you an up-and-comer means it as a compliment, I think, and so of course I'm flattered by that. What it also means is they probably don't think you've quite arrived yet. So I'll take young gun for a while, or new wave guy for a while, but much longer, and that means you're not the peak. They don't, I'm not sure how great that is, but I'll take it for a while longer.
He's got some of the sweetest paws out there, that's for sure. I really like watching him set the ball every time that thing comes out. It's perfect.
All winter, I look forward to the season, and all season I look forward every Monday to the next Friday when I get to play again in the tournaments. I mean, I love these things, and the travel is a necessary evil on the way to having a great weekend every weekend. For me to achieve at my highest level, I need to be aggressive, simple as that. I realize whenever I play poorly, it means I wasn't going up for every approach as if I'm going to hit. It means I wasn't attacking my jump serve as if I wanted to try to get an ace or a trouble serve every time.
He almost did a pose down, Hobby. He almost did a Hobby pose down.
Let's see the pose down. If you hit this ball, watch the steam on this ball. Almost knocks Ken over. Boom! The bionic arm is coming out in full force right now. They're in difficulty, down 8-11 with Canyon back to serve with all the confidence in the world on him.
Remember last year we had another double final. Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson forced Kirai and Steffes to the double final. We could be headed there. Canyon Seaman with the rocket down the line. He and Dane Blanton take the 12-8 lead.
They got to believe in themselves right now, say we can do this, try to finish this game out.
Like it, they're still serving tough. Missing a few, but they still have a little room up 3. Canyon oh. Kent Steffes, a little karate defense here.
Karate, this was Mortal Kombat. He didn't see this ball, Paul. Oh, boy.
Wow. Wow, Canyon Seaman got heat.
That knocked his hat into the 4th level up there.
Dane Blanton to serve. Steffes threw Canyon Seaman and down, and just a function of experience. Been there, done that.
Experience is a lot of this game right now. They know their back's against the wall. They're passing the ball well, Karch and Kent. And the pressure is switched again over to Seaman and Blanton.
Canyon Seaman ran under that Kirai with the dip. To tie. Dane Blanton in the net. 2 net violations in the late going by Dane Blanton. And we are all tied at 13.
Great players make great plays. This is one of them. Karch laying out. Ball on the net. Just over Blanton. Into the net. 13 up.
The temperature has dropped. We've got some overcast for the first time in a couple of days. Cut. Tight set. Blocked by Kirai. Not once, but twice. And Kirai and Steffes take their first lead in about an hour. Of course. Tommy White for the championship.
Here with the champs, the defending champions, congratulations, you guys. Those young guys certainly made you work for every single point. What do you think made the difference?
Well, we talked about it before the game. They need to play aggressive volleyball, and they started out very passively. We got up to a 6-0 lead, and then they just broke out the heat on the serve and played great volleyball. I congratulate them on a wonderful tournament.
Well, great. Now, Kent, this tournament has special meaning to you because of the last time you played before your shoulder surgery last year. Does this have sort of special importance to you?
Yeah, I mean, this is a great tournament to play at, and this is the last tournament I played at before the surgery. It's good to come back here and win. But those guys played an unbelievable game. I mean, I practiced with Dane a lot, and I might not practice with him anymore. He's getting too good.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Kirai and Steffes are back.
A vital part of the tour is the unseen hours of preparation that go on behind the scenes. And the man responsible for it all is tournament director Jim Menges, a legend in the sport, and number 8 on the all-time win list with 43 tour victories.
I'll give you till 11:35. That's 35-minute rest. That's plenty of time, okay? Greg Lee and I played during the 70s. When Greg and I played, we were the best team for about 4 years, 5 years. Nobody could beat us. No matter when we played, we always knew we were going to get first or second. We were very difficult to beat. Compared to players today, if we were playing in today's game, we would have to adjust to the type of game it is. It's a totally different game than when we played back in the 70s. I'm going to call Karch up at 11:35.
What time is it?
It's 11:30. He's going to start, and then we're going to right down the middle.
Okay.
You'll be the fourth 4th open center court.
I played in a double-A up at Marine Street in Manhattan, and I played against him and Gary Hooper, and I was playing with my partner, George Carey. And we were jump serving and blocking, and they were serving sky balls and just sitting back there and digging. It was like the two eras were clashing at that point. And you could see it was, when we ended up losing the game.
Now up on court 1, Kirai, Steffes, Frohoff, Ludies. They scream at you for not being on this court. They want to be on court 1. They want to be on court 2. So off of this board, I can determine where someone's going to play and approximately when they're going to play. Boom, boom, boom. So you're in the second open outside. Back in the 70s, there was no rule book. It was whoever was involved in the game at the time basically set the rules. You had no paid referees. In fact, the players that reffed the games were the guys that just lost the match before.
He has given a lot to volleyball, and volleyball deserves to give him something back. And I don't know if it's being a tournament director and having me yell at him every weekend.
You would be able to get right next to the court and, you know, yell at the players, and the players would be yelling back at you, and the guys would throw beer cans at you. And it was, today it's progressed into players are so, I think they're a little pampered, actually. You know, they complain when they don't have towels on the court, there's not enough water, the ice. There's no sandwich for me when my match is over with. In 1980, Matt Gage and I won the Hermosa Open, and we won a free pitcher at the poop deck and a frozen yogurt.
With prize money totaling $200,000, the first stop of the Jose Cuervo Gold Crown was in Clearwater, Florida, where the final was a test of wills between Kirai and Steffes and Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh. Playing in their first final of the year, the Mikes showed everyone that they are still one of the best teams on the beach.
Kirai and Steffes lead 5-2. Mike Dodd with a very short serve to Karch Kirai. Bad set. Chance for Dodd. These two teams have given all of us so much over the last couple of years, and maybe we're just starting on another one. Tough jump serve by Kirai. Boy, look at that shot by Mike Dodd. We even have a name for that.
The reverse pokey. I've seen it at Marine Street a few times.
The reverse open-handed palm pokey. Look at that.
That is beauty at its best right there. That's 20 years of experience coming out in one great play.
Joust coming. Good set by Whitmarsh. Blocked by Kirai.
Karch just timing that block, like throwing it straight down, almost hit his feet. Look at this. Great block. It was on the antenna. He uses the antenna, brings it back in, throws it in the middle of the court.
Steffes with the jump serve. Tight pass. Karch is there again. Kirai for the kill. Dodd from the left. And he scores again, deep cross-court corner. Here they come, 13-9. Mike Whitmarsh trying to mount or continue another comeback against Kirai and Steffes. Dodd with the dig. Looking for 10. Yes! Yes!
Hey! Woo! Dodd magic right here. Classic performance. Digs his ball up. Right here. Hits the net, trickle down. Just as good as a straight down hit.
Said they had to get all 5 on the good side. They've got 3. Whitmarsh is up. They've got 4!
Hey! The
And Mike Dodd is doing it with great jump serving. Not necessarily heat, but superb location. That was heat. That was heat.
Karch knows he can feel the pressure. He's got to bring it back again. Breaks out the howitzer and puts it away. Gotta watch out for Kent. Kent is famous for ending matches with an ace. When I played with him, he did it like 2 or 3 times. It's something he likes.
Championship point number 2. Perfect pass. Blocked by Kirai. That's it. Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes win the Cuervo Gold Crown here in Clearwater. They will split $100,000. Karch Kirai has won 12 Cuervo titles. Now Kent Steffes 11.
With a block so formidable, it is called the Great Wall of Whitmarsh. Mike Whitmarsh won his first event with Brent Frohoff in New Orleans in 1992. Since forming his partnership with Mike Dodd, the 1990 Rookie of the Year has won 9 championships.
Basically, it's the intimidation factor. You know, there's guys that are technically better blockers than him. I don't think there's anyone on the beach that scares hitters more than Whitty.
The game has really changed over the past 2 or 3 years. It seems like all the players coming on the tour now are 6'4", 6'5". They're just taller, stronger, and better than they used to be. The days of playing 2 small guys are over out on the AVP tour.
Excellent athlete, big, strong, good competitor. He's tough to beat.
It's happened a few times over the years, not very often, but sometimes I get in the zone where I just got the feeling nobody is going to get the ball by me. Happens the same way in basketball when you're shooting a jumper and you got the feeling that everything's going in. But sometimes you do get the feeling out there on the volleyball court. It happens in Seal Beach a few years ago where I just was blocking everything, and it's a feeling I wish I knew how to get back, but it only comes part of the time.
The guy being 6'7", he forms a pretty formidable block. I used to be considered one of the better blockers, but I think he's taken that position over, and you know that truly, you know, he dominates the net. You know, he makes players do things that you don't want to do, and really that's what you want to do as a defensive player. And as a primary blocker, Mike is one of the best out on the tour.
It's kind of funny. I wish I had $1 for every time somebody's asked me, you know, who are you going to play with next? You know, it's happened several times over the years, but I don't even think about Mike Dodd being 39 years old. He might not be jumping as high or hitting as hard as he used to be, but he makes up for it in other areas with his smarts. I think he's one of the most intelligent volleyball players out on the tour, and I just think the secret for me is just going to be to stay healthy, and hopefully my body's not going to have any major problems with the knees or the back or whatever. And I just kind of like to look at it year to year and just hope to keep playing at a high level and be consistent with my finishes out on the tour.
And in the gale force winds of San Francisco, Whitty and Dodd were the picture of consistency. The defending champs from last year had to fight the wind as well as struggle against Karch and Kent for the title. After jumping to an early 4-1 lead, Mike and Mike never looked back and demonstrated the athleticism that made them one of the best defensive teams on the tour. In the end, with a 15-8 victory, Mike Dodd tied pro beach volleyball legend Ron Von Hagen as the oldest player to win an open tournament. In 6 years on the tour, Brian Lewis has worked his way to become the #6 ranked player with 5 career open wins. One of the last dominant little men in the sport, at 6 feet 1 inches, Louis displays a powerful offense, an even more powerful jump serve, and has overcome his size to become an explosive blocker.
My dad took me to the 1984 Olympics. That was at Long Beach, and I saw the medal matches, and I saw a few matches before that. And I saw Steve Timmons and Pat Powers and Karch and all those guys, and I just went, God, this sport looks so cool. The Cuervo in Clearwater was my first final. The place was packed. It was on ESPN, and I really had to talk to myself and just say, hey, listen, you know, you just go out there and pretend like you're practicing. I played pretty consistent, and the next thing I know, I won the tournament. I just couldn't believe it because all this time I've been watching these guys play, and I was going, that's going to be me someday. And it was just overwhelming. I couldn't believe that I won the tournament. My face was just tingling, my body. It was kind of an out-of-body experience. Another one. I really love beach volleyball. And I'm not out here just for the money, to take the prize money and then run away and go home. And being a professional athlete, you have a huge impact not only on the kids in your community, but the other kids in the community when you travel like we do and go from city to city. And I think we're bearing a lot of responsibility for our actions on and off the court. When you feel the rush and the energy of the crowd when you make a great play, or the other team makes a great play, and you feed off it. It's something it's like sticking a fork into the light socket, and you get that electricity, the shock from the crowd. It's something that you have to be out there to experience.
At the Western Michigan Open, Lewis and partner Scott Akatubby went for their second win of the season as they faced Johnson and Loyola, who had gone winless since Phoenix and were beginning to feel the pressure of promise unfulfilled.
Pretty nice block by Scott Akatubby, and I think that was a very big play. That would have been the 7-3 lead, but that may give Akatubby and Lewis some momentum.
Here it is right here. AJ goes to the cut shot. Ak throws it back down, saving the side out.
Brian Lewis back to serve. I was about to say they haven't created many problems for Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola from the service line. Good save by Adam Johnson, but right at his feet, can't make the play. Ace in the books for Scott Akatubby and Brian Lewis.
How things turn around. He just had a block, but he netted. Then Ak goes back, serves an ace. Watch this. Akatubby, great off speeder, a little bit into the corner. AJ runs for it, can't get it up.
A lot of players can hit the jump serve hard. A lot of emerging players can hit the ball with velocity, but Ak, and all of these players for that matter, you see the angle that Scott Akatubby sliced off from 30 feet away all the way back at the service line. Going to Adam Johnson, lower set. Stuffed by Brian Lewis. Talked about Johnson and Loyola. They are now 23-10 overall in the last month. Sounds pretty good, but for as strong a team as they are, I think they'd obviously much prefer to have that winning percentage significantly higher. Stuffed by Brian Lewis once again. Speaking of high, and Lou, the fan club, is big here in West Michigan, and he goes for the pose down after his third stuffed block for Brian Lewis.
Watch this. Louis taking the area, shutting the door on AJ, and then the pose down to the whole crowd. A great blocking match for Louis so far.
Don't expect it, but sometimes smaller players like Brian Lewis can get you once, can get you twice. 4 stuffed blocks now for Brian Lewis. I'm not sure that ball cleared, but we'll credit him with a stuffed block as they take the 10-9 lead over Johnson and Loyola.
Yes, he touched him off the net right there. Louis getting it all revved up. Ak knows it's time. He's got to break out a good jump serve. He wants to finish it on this side if they possibly can. Up 11-9.
The stuffed block again by Brian Lewis, putting on a clinic. No longer is Mike Whitmarsh the wall.
We've got a new wall in town. Whitty timing AJ's jump. There's that line shot. Watch this reaction here. That Louis posed down.
Now Akatubby and Lewis lead 12-9. And keeping it on Adam Johnson. That ball maybe set a little bit too tight, but Louis, look at this, playing to the fans, having a marvelous time.
Now Louis going back to do what he does best, is jump serve. He's got a little wind in his face. See if he can rocket one off.
And Loyola and Johnson have to be relieved. When he's serving, they know that he's not coming up to the net to block. That ball blocked by Scott Akatubby. Look at Ak going, hey, I can do it too. Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson just took a short timeout to gather themselves. Bad pass by Adam Johnson. And Adam Johnson hits the ball out of bounds. Pretty good looking set by Jose Loyola, but the champions are Scott Akatubby and Brian Lewis, their second title of 1996.
Louis, what marches the wall? What are we going to start calling you? 6 blocks today.
Maybe the picket fence. I have no idea what you're going to call me. It was an out-of-body experience, and I'm just glad it's over with before I woke up.
Congratulations. Scotty, you were setting the ball, serving the ball well. What was the, how'd you guys play so well today?
You know, we were jump serving and we're siding out well. Louis was siding out well. We started a little slow in the finals. Then I said, I go, Louis, I sent the big man up there. I said, you take control of the net. And the guy just blocked him off the court.
Do we have to expect this every weekend now?
I doubt it.
Tim Hovland, the Hov, number 6 on the all-time Open win list with 60 tour victories, was teamed with Mike Dodd for almost 10 years, and together they won 5 Manhattan Beach Open titles, 3 U.S. championships, and 4 world championships. His last win was in 1993 in Phoenix, in what many consider to be the greatest comeback in AVP Tour history.
One of the great comebacks in volleyball history right here, if they can pull it off. In the wind, Steffes, a chance here. Hovland, right back to Steffes. Oh, that was a big chance. Steffes in the wind. Hovland digs it up. This could be it. Hovland, yes!
Best comeback I can ever remember.
After being forced into semi-retirement due to a neck injury, the Hov made his debut as an announcer for the tour's televised events. The man, the legend, the on-screen media personality.
The first year in the booth was great. We had a great time. You know, it probably tried a little too hard at the start, eased into it in the middle, and I think it ended up strong. My main objective is to bring the player's point of view across to the people, to make them understand, you know, from 20 years of my playing, I can fill them in on what should be happening. If the wind's coming in this direction, he's probably going to serve cross-court because it's tougher to set on this side. People don't understand that. When you're on the tour, Wednesday comes, your stomach gets all tight. Thursday comes, you're mad at everything, you start kicking your cat. Then you got to get fired to play Saturday and Sunday. In the booth, you're calmed down. Life at home's a lot easier. Then you get fired up on Sunday to do your best and have a good time. It's a lot more relaxing. It's a great lifestyle. It's something that's very clean, very good for the soul, very good for, you know, healthy. You know, people can not only play the game, but it's a lifestyle, as I said before. You got to live the game. You don't just come out from the gym and start playing this game. You got to come down to the beach. You got to be the beach. You got to be the ball. You got to enjoy what you're doing. I'm never going to hang up my ripped T-shirts. Still going to do my clinics and my camps. And if this neck gets any better, I'll come out there and beat some guys up. I might take off till I'm like 40, give them a chance, and then come back.
For the first time, the Olympics hosted a gold medal match in men's beach volleyball. And it was an all-AVP final, with Dodd and Whitmarsh facing Karai and Steffes. In the end, it was the experience of Karai and the phenomenal play of Steffes that won the gold for the United States. The results proved definitively that the AVP Tour has the best beach volleyball players in the world.
The first one, if I had to sum it up in one word, would probably be a sense of euphoria. We surprised ourselves, and we surprised a lot of the other volleyball teams in the world, and won the Olympics. But it was a weaker tournament in 1984 because of the boycott. The second one, I felt more a sense of relief. We were the defending champions and gold medal favorites going into the Olympics. If we hadn't played our best, it would have been a big disappointment. This year, in 1996, with the beach volleyball competition, I felt just a tremendous sense of accomplishment, having been able to be a part of gold medal winning teams, both indoors, 6-on-6, and on the beach, 2-on-2. To be able to excel at both versions of the sport, I think, is an accomplishment that I'm very proud of.
Karch Karai has had a storybook career. Starting with 3 NCAA championships at UCLA, 4 times he was the MVP of the U.S. national team, and is now the all-time leading money winner on the AVP Tour with career earnings of over $2.5 million. Combined with 126 victories and the first Olympic gold medal in beach volleyball history, Karch Kiraly can put to rest any doubts that he is the greatest player in the history of the game.
As long as I'm still having fun at it, whether I'm winning a lot or not winning a lot, if I'm having fun, I plan on having some more good years. If I'm not winning much and not having fun anymore, then I'll be done playing. And I don't know how that'll feel once I get to that point. When I first started playing, I was playing with Sinjin, and it was a much different game in the sense that there was no jump serving, there was much less aggressiveness in the game, much less blocking at the net. Since then, the rules have changed to allow blockers to reach over the net. That's made blocking a much bigger factor. I've had to learn to be a better blocker on the beach and share responsibilities with my partner. And then jump serving in the last few years has accounted for a lot more points, both in direct aces and in near aces, and so I've had to improve my jump serve a lot, and that's something that I want to continue to improve every single off season. But those are the kinds of adjustments you have to make as this game evolves. You have to try to be at least in the middle of the pack in your skill levels in things like blocking and jump serving as those phases become more important. I love to compete, and I know that there are so many good players out there that it's impossible to go long stretches of time without losing matches now and then. And one of the signs of a true champion is how a champion bounces back from a loss, from adversity. And I think Ken and I have been pretty strong in that regard. If we have a poor finish in a tournament, maybe a 5th place, we often bounce right back, and we're in the winner's circle the next weekend. And so I look at that as a challenge, and I relish that challenge also of not always being able to win, but coming back strong the next weekend.
Considered one of the most prestigious events in the sport, the lore of the Manhattan Beach Open has developed over its 37-year history, having hosted some of the most exciting competitions the sport has ever seen. This year was no exception, with Karch Kiraly and Ken Steffes again facing defending champs Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson.
There is Jose Loyola, black headband, sunglasses, dancing, big jumper from Copacabana Beach, Brazil. Here's Karch. Chance for a point, whip it over to Loyola. He fans it. Steffes. And Johnson is there. Johnson wearing red tank top. And Steffes in the blue hat goes and gets it. Steffes tapes it. Johnson again. Another big chance here. AJ. Oh, no. He dinked it right to Karch. And Karch puts it away. Jose Loyola serving, 8-5. Karch can't lead. That sets back. And Johnson is right there to get another point. AJ got it. An 8-1 lead by Kiraly and Steffes, and suddenly it is 8-6. Kiraly and Steffes with the serve. This is Steffes in blue. And here's Jose Loyola in black. Jose, cut shot. Karch was there. AJ sets Loyola, and he puts it away. Ken Steffes serving, leading 9-7. Ace for Steffes. 10-7. Kiraly Steffes. Another ace for Steffes. The young Republican, not being conservative at all.
Driving home his message. Oh, serving exceptionally well. 5 aces as a team. Kent Steffes has 4 of those. And, you know, playing against the block of Mike Whitmarsh twice in this tournament has well prepared them to face Jose Loyola, who's a much better blocker than he was last year. But nobody is going to win today against Kiraly and Steffes if they continue to serve like that. And
Loyola, the Brazilian who did not get to play for his country. And interestingly, the highest placing Brazilian team, men's volleyball in the Olympics, got 9th. So there was a lot of talk about why wasn't Jose and his partner Anginho out there. Karch, Johnson, nice up. And Loyola having to struggle for it. They play it over. 12-7's our score. Kiraly back set. And AJ, this should be a point. Johnson on the left where he used to play, and he bangs it. They must get the 13 to 12 side chains. That means they must get 4 on the good side, or at least I think they're dust.
No, I agree with you. Plenty of time. They've got a pass serve. That's been their problem.
Pretty good pass there. Loyola. And Karch is there. Big play here. Karch rams it. It's coming right back. Steffes puts it away.
Off the block of Jose Loyola.
That's an aggressive play.
That's a great dig on the
Championship point. Shank pass. And that will do it. Ryan Steffes win Manhattan.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to great round of applause for
It was a struggle on Friday, even more of a battle on Saturday, but on Sunday it was winning time for Ryan Steffes.
As volleyball grows worldwide, the sport's best players dream of one day joining the AVP Tour. There is no better example of the up-and-coming international player than that of 1996 Rookie of the Year, Raul Papaleo from Puerto Rico. After working his way through last year's qualifier tour, Raul ended the season ranked 36th with a best finish of 7th place in Fort Myers.
When I was playing volleyball in high school in Puerto Rico, I always looked up to Karch Garay, and that's why one of my goals was to come to the AVP, because I believe the best volleyball players or beach volleyball players were here in the AVP, and that was my personal goal, try to make it into this tour.
I have nothing but positive things to say about him. He's been a great athlete. I competed against him at IPFW. When he was there, I was at Stanford. We competed against each other in the Final Four. I think he's a great athlete, and I think he will be a great representative for our tour for a long time to come.
It is hard. It's harder than I thought. The traveling is a lot more than last year in the qualifying tour. It's a lot of adjusting. That's why I have to stay consistent and try to do the right things to do well every weekend.
He seems like he's willing to go out there and give it his all every weekend, week in, week out. He's someone who tries, which is something that I like to see. I don't like to see guys who go out there and just give up after a few points.
This is a dream come true, and it's what I wanted to do, and now that I'm here, it's like sometimes I just sit after a game, I sit back at the player stand, and I look around, and it's like, wow, I'm here. And 10 years ago, all I could do was dream about it, and now I'm actually here with the players, playing against them, and actually doing pretty good.
Papaleo and other young players like him aspire to reach the rare air of the final day. Center court action at the U.S. Championships at Hermosa Beach. This year, a sellout crowd witnessed a replay of the Olympic gold medal match between Ryan Steffes and Dodd Whitmarsh. An exhausted Mike and Mike had to struggle through the loser's bracket to have a chance at the title, but they still had plenty left to make it a very memorable match.
5-1, Karch and Kent. Right to Dodd.
Get up, line.
And right to Karch. And right to Dodd.
You good.
Whitmarsh touched it, had to shovel it over. Kent Steffes looking for termination. And no, Dodd got it up. Back to Steffes. And did it go over? No.
Somebody bring on the oxygen. That's the last thing that Dodd and Whitmarsh needed at the end of this trek. Was a long, long rally to start out this match, but they'll take the point on the board.
Mike Dodd trying to engineer the upset. 39 years old. He's had the 5 greatest years in Geezer history. From 34 to 39, he's won 12 tournaments, the most productive older player ever. He broke the record of Ron Von Hagen. He's got the dig here now. Looking for 5. Dodd, yeah! Mike Whitmarsh. Oh, Steffes, fabulous dig. Whitmarsh looking for the kill, and he gets it.
And Dodd and Whitmarsh are siding out. But I would be very surprised if Karch Garay and Kent Steffes don't get a little more conservative with their offense. Keep Mike Dodd chasing around the court.
Dodd got the dig. Garay pokes it over. Dodd looking for 7. Steffes with a fugitive dig. The one-arm bandit, and he scores!
12 consecutive side-out streak on the unforced error from Kent Steffes.
Steffes, Dodd is there, looking for 8. Karch got a hand on it. Karch turns, fires, Dodd is there again. Mike Dodd for 8. Steffes goes and gets it. Steffes, nobody up. Both teams huffing and puffing. Whitmarsh, yes!
Mike Whitmarsh, huffing, puffing, down, dirty, exhausted, but gathering himself once again. Dodd Whitmarsh, so many point-scoring opportunities in that rally, 9 total. They converted 5. And Kent Steffes and Karch Kiraly making every point on the board so difficult, but hard cross-court crank.
MD,
Strength of Kiraly and Steffes is siding out. They both say, hey, look, we're a side-out team, not a huge blocking team, not among the best serving teams. Our key is siding out. And if they do that, of course, they will win this championship.
Dodd throws up the jumper, down by 3. Here comes Karch. Dodd is there. Chance for a point. Dodd got it. Just under 17 seconds. Dodd and Whitmarsh down by 2. They need to score one here to get close. And Kiraly answers with the big boom. 12 seconds to play and a 2-point lead for Kiraly Steffes.
Almost insurmountable. Dodd and Whitmarsh, if Dodd gets served, I would go on 1 right to Mike Whitmarsh and try to save crucial seconds.
Got to put it away quickly. Dodd on 2, and he puts it away. That is a big play there, because now Dodd and Whitmarsh could conceivably tie it up. A point, and then a final serve to tie it up and send it into sudden death.
And Mike Dodd has been using the spin serve as opposed to the high floater to save crucial tenths of seconds. Whitmarsh should do the same. He needs a conservative spin serve to save some time.
Karch can't put this away, it's over.
Setting it high, passing it high.
And Karch got the line! Karch gaped it on the line, and that should do it. Wow, Karch lofted a dink.
Whitmarsh as high as he can possibly go, and that ball hits the outside of the line. Whitmarsh knows it. Look at Karch, look at Karch. That would sew it up. A marvelous gutsy performance by Dodd and Whitmarsh.
And that is going to do it. So the Miller Lite U.S. Championships won by Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes. The final score, officially 13-10.
With the points he earned with his victory at the U.S. Championships, Karch Kiraly secured his 3rd Miller Lite Cup award. The $1 million pool of bonus money is contributed by the Miller Brewing Company and is awarded to the top 48 players on the tour based on finishes throughout the year. For his efforts, Kiraly earned $125,000. His partner Kent Steffes was right behind him in 2nd. His prize, $75,000. At the end of the season, it was Jose Loyola, Adam Johnson, and Scott Akatubby rounding out the top 5. At the conclusion of the season, the AVP Tour Awards are also given out. This year, the Sportsman of the Year Award was given to Mike Dodd and Rob Heiger. The Most Improved Player Award went to Henry Russell. The Comeback Player of the Year was Kent Steffes. The Ron Von Hagen Award for the Most Underrated Player went to Troy Tanner. The Best Offensive Player was Jose Loyola. The Best Defensive Player was Mike Dodd. The Most Inspirational Player Award also went to Mike Dodd. And the Most Valuable Player Award went for the first time to Kent Steffes, who showed that he is ready to come out from behind the shadow of his famous partner and has possibly become the best player in the game today. The 1996 AVP season was certainly a memorable one. We saw familiar faces continue to dominate the game. We also met dynamic new players, some of whom will certainly be stars of the future. 1996 will go down as one of the great years in the sport, but the best is yet to come. As more international players come to the tour, the level of competition will only increase. And as the events grow in size and prize money, and the athletes continue to improve their games, professional volleyball on the AVP Tour promises to be one of the most exciting sports of tomorrow.